Praise the Lord, everyone. It's Angel here with the Bethany News Network, and I get to talk to my favorite preacher in the world. This is my pastor, Bishop David G. Evans. You guys know who he is. Send us some love, Bishop. So Bishop agreed to chat with me a little bit about something that's not as traditional like we do in our interviews. We're going to talk a little bit about faith, determination, and how to navigate through difficult times. Bishop, let's get right into it. How old were you when you knew you were called to leadership?
Actually, they tell me I signed my senior year high school yearbook that I was going to pastor.
Are you serious?
A friend of mine, Lancelot Allen Pike, which is quite a name,
Okay.
Lancelot Allen Pike III, who we were in 11th and 12th grade together.
Okay.
He reminded me that I'd signed my yearbook in 12th grade, forgot completely about it,
Oh my
that
God.
I was going to be a pastor.
Right. But we know that in 12th grade, that wasn't even
Girl.
where you went. Right. If you listen to his
Girl,
stories, he
girl,
tells you.
girl.
Bishop, you had your own business, you went
Yeah,
through banking,
yeah.
and you served, right? So during that time when you recommitted your life and then you got involved, you started serving, what was that like for you to manage serving and then working full time and building a family?
Well, they sold us a lie when they taught us what balance was.
Okay.
We've been told that balance is like a straight line.
Yeah.
You know, your God, family, work.
Yeah.
That's impossible.
Okay.
So balance is a scale.
Okay.
So say, for instance, you run a special at the shop. Folk come in like crazy. You're working 16, 18 hours a day. It does like that.
Yeah.
Special goes off. It comes back.
Right.
Now what happens is the plate gets full. We get frustrated and want to chuck the whole plate, not knowing that there's certain things on the plate that have a shelf life. They're going to stop.
Okay.
Certain things stay, but marketing efforts and specials and all that stuff migrates off. But we get frustrated while we're in it and want to throw out everything.
Yeah.
It's just too hard. I can't do it. When in actuality, you've already planned the expiration date.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But life is like that. Obligations come unexpected, but then there's things that are going to be there regardless. The problem is we don't grasp early on that we have to love the process because we love the results. If I don't love the process process will frustrate me enough
Yes.
that I want to leave.
Yes.
I want to walk away from the
Yes.
result.
Yes.
So I have to fall in love with the process because God does nothing without a process. What we want is like a 1, 3, 5, 7 type of thing, but He's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. So for us, faith is not an event. Faith is a journey.
Oh. Wow. Faith is a journey.
Journey. Purpose is a journey. Destiny is not just a destination, it's a journey.
It's a journey.
What we do, we look for an immediate result. We want to be at the destination before we take the journey.
Yeah.
I want it now.
Yeah.
Well, no. I have to go through the process to get to the destination. So I have to love the process. Every successful person you know has mastered doing the same thing every day. And they don't call it boring. It's just what I have to do to get what I want.
Bishop, how did you learn to fall in love with? Because it couldn't have been easy. I remember you told me one time. You say, "Angel, responsibility can be a tyrant."
Absolutely.
And it's true. It's true.
Necessity is a tyrant.
Yeah, necessity. That's what it was. Necessity is a tyrant. You got to work for the things you need. How did you learn? Because when I hear you say fall in love with the process, to me, I'm hearing that submission too. How did you learn how to do that?
It's going to be so simple, it's going to blow your mind. If I want to go to Atlantic City,
Take the expressway.
I got to drive.
Yeah.
I commuted to college for 3 years,
Okay.
120 miles a day.
Shoot, that's a lot.
I wasn't in love with the 120, but I couldn't get to the job or the school without it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I submitted to the process. here's where most people fail. They don't submit to the process that's necessary for their success. I rebel against my own process.
Yeah.
I know I got to go in. I know I don't have my own life when I'm opening a business. I know I don't have my own life when I got started ministry. But here's the thing. It's not when are you going to make time for yourself. This is you. You stop struggling with, well, when am I have time for me? This is you.
This is me.
Yes.
This is me.
What you're doing, all the hours, this is you.
Ministry is me.
That's right.
It
The business
me.
is you. Because what happens is people that don't have your process will start to ask you questions like, when are you going to make time for yourself? And you start asking yourself, when are you going to take time for yourself? And then all of a sudden, your own business becomes a problem for you
Yes.
because you're looking at it incorrectly.
Right.
You know, working with God, if you're not prepared for the frustration with people, you can't do this.
Wow.
So it's part of the process. So now, like the hours that I work 80 hours a week. All right? So when somebody tells me, when are you going to make time for yourself? I'm like this. You weren't saying that when what I was doing helped you buy your house. You weren't saying that when what I was doing helped you buy your car, buy your clothes.
This is me.
And you better be glad it's me.
Right.
You follow what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So don't let people sow that into your spirit, because people that aren't doing what you do say that.
Yeah.
It's like somebody without a work ethic telling you that you work too much. What
Yeah.
do they know?
Right. You at home. Right. It's so simple, right? That's gonna blow your mind, right? We sitting here like, you gotta do that.
It's you can't rebel against what's going to make you successful, and that's what we do.
Yeah.
We work a job 20 years, finally become an expert, and I'm bored now.
Yeah.
I want to start over somewhere. Come on. You can now monetize your skill. You're now eligible for business. All because it took you 20 years to become an expert.
Yeah.
I can't get tired once I become an expert.
Right.
I shift to the dimension that the expertise is appropriate for.
Shift to the dimension
That the expertise is appropriate for.
Nuggets from a pastor, right? He just drops them like regular. He just drops them like regular.
The business people, it is never like what you think it's going to be.
Don't make me cry.
It can't be, because we've never been in business. The level of responsibility and the level of dedication, you work in a job, you've never had that. Because you can leave the job and go home. You'll never leave your business. Most people struggle with that because they don't submit to it. Watch this. So Jesus is carrying the cross up the hill.
Yes.
This is so simple, it's going to be mind-blowing. He didn't know he could carry it until he picked it up.
Yeah.
He submitted to the cross and found out he had strength for the cross. I submit to the work and find I have strength for the work. So God is not trying to break you, because the breaking is supposed to increase your capacity. But in order for it to increase your capacity, he has to bless you first. So you're blessed to be broken, so your capacity increases. So and the business is not going to break you. No.
It's not going to break you.
The assignment is not going to break you. Us submitting to the assignment to discover our strength is where the struggle is.
Don't you say nothing else.
Submit to the assignment so you can discover your strength.
Submit to the assignment so you can discover your strength.
But we rebel against that and never discover we have the strength to do it. And then you can start another business and fail, another business and fail, another business and fail, because the struggle is there to help you discover how strong you are. He picks up the cross and says, oh my, I'm anointed to carry this. He gets one break for that long, because the other guy can't carry his weight.
That wasn't his cross. That's not.
When his purpose. For Christians, businesses, once divinely given, are an assignment. The assignment God gives, He never gives you an assignment He doesn't give you the power to exercise and execute. He never does. What we do is rebel against the circumstance. I don't like the way it's happening. I don't like this. I don't like that. Oh, I'm working so much.
Yeah.
I worked
Facts.
120 hours a week when I had my business. 120. I worked 100 hours and had a church. So it was some crazy thing like 140 hours. But
This was your assignment.
I couldn't build the business unless I worked. I couldn't build the church unless I worked.
Yeah. And you didn't know you had the strength until you
Until I
started
did it.
to it.
Until I did it. And I stopped listening to people that weren't doing what I was doing
Right.
because all they were doing was discouraging me.
Right. Right.
You can't go out with us tonight? No. I'm building something.
Literally.
I'm building something.
Right.
You can't hang out? No, I'm building something. Well, you never have time for us. You're right.
The gift of goodbye.
I'm building something.
Right.
The right people understand what you're doing. The right individuals understand what it takes. Most people that have only worked a job don't know what it takes.
That's how they can have so much opinions.
Absolutely.
Right. I love it. Bitch, don't you say nothing else. You're going to let my pastor go?
I hope that helps.
No, it helped. And I pray that it helped you guys too. If you want to hear more of my pastor, more of his pearls and his wisdom, I invite you all to please visit the Harvest Bookstore. It's full of his series, but also engage him on social media. There's always something to be said, always something to inspire. And he's always doing some outreach. You'd be surprised how much this man knows. It's not just about church. He knows life. He's done life well. So until next time, I'm signing off with my pastor. Be inspired, be encouraged, but above all, be blessed.